timely moment. The IPCC released a report today with major climate scientists saying that the world has only a dozen years to prevent global warming past the 1.5 degrees, unless which could then, if it's not succeed, yield to serious risks of drought, flooding, extreme heat, and other environmental crises. To what extent can this prize highlight not just the environmental risk, but also the economic risk to the planet if the world is not able to find an effective solution to combat climate change? Thank you very much.
Yeah. So first, let me say that it's a shame that Bill isn't on the call, because he'd be best positioned to speak to this. I also want to be clear that the economics that I was struggling with about ideas this was a case where I could draw on work that Bill had done about monopolies and patents and ideas in his own PhD thesis. So there's a direct connection between my work and Bill's earlier work. I can't speak for him, but I think he would agree with me on the following point. It's entirely possible for humans to produce less carbon. There's some trade-offs, but once we start to try and reduce carbon emissions, we'll be surprised that it wasn't as hard as we anticipated. I read a little bit about the concern people had when we addressed the problem of the ozone hole caused by chlorofluorocarbons. There were many people saying this would be enormously expensive and difficult, and then once we actually set about reducing emissions of chlorofluorocarbons, it was a non-event. So I think the danger with the very alarmist portraits that people are giving, for which there's real basis, is that it will make people feel apathetic and hopeless. It's entirely doable for us, even now, to start bringing down the path of emissions and to protect a better future in climate. And it's entirely possible for us to have better standards of living as far into the future as we can see. So I said I was once a conditional optimist. If we do the right thing, everything can keep going better, but it is time that we start doing the right thing.